What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombies. So it's Friday, it's the weekend, we made it, congratulations, and Bitcoin is above $8,000. Well, at least at the time of making this video. You always know it could be totally different by the time you guys see it. However, we did have a beautiful, beautiful bounce off of the CME Futures gap. We've been talking about it. It got filled, and currently, as we speak, Bitcoin is trying to pump right now. We're up at around $8,056. Is this pump sustainable? Well, I do want to go into a very interesting sort of revelation, which is the fact that it actually is possible for Bitcoin to hit around $9,800 this month, realistically, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. But I also want to talk about two other charts, namely being this guy, the NASDAQ, and this guy, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and we're going to talk about what has been going on lately with these repo markets, the fact that the Fed has had another liquidity injection of about $99 billion. What does that mean for stocks? What does it mean for Bitcoin? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, and if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Also, if you are not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, we do this every single day, and of course, every Monday. You got to keep your crypto safe. We do give away a Ledger Nano S. If you're interested, drop a comment on any video and you are eligible. Now, let's have a look. What is that looks like we're still trying to push up. So, man, we're definitely, so I assume that the Bitcoin price is going to be very different by the time you guys watch this video, but we are going to dive in. We are going to have a look. Now, currently giving this a quick refresh, you will notice that Bitcoin dominance is up to 68.3%. Now, it did pull back about 0.7%. Currently, Bitcoin is having a little bit of a pump right now. We did have some big gainers today. Bitcoin SV up 29%. Now, this has to do with some stuff going on with Craig Wright and the legal battles, some tulip papers, whatever. We're going to get into that in just a second. You can also see Synthetics, Bitcoin Cash, MadeSafe, Dash, Electroneum, Cosmos, Litecoin, and Crypterium all doing quite well. Obviously, Bitcoin, as we speak, is having this major bounce. We have pulled back just a little bit, but that being said, guys, we do have over $1 billion in real volume. This is good. This is healthy for Bitcoin. And yes, we did have that nice pullback on the Fear and Greed Index, which was very necessary, okay? You don't want to just go up in a straight line, right? That is never good for anything. Now, interestingly enough, you could see we came down here, instantly had the bounce back, and currently, I mean, we are pumping, you know, Bitcoin could go all the way up to around this $8,263 level, kind of get stomped out, you know, by the resistance again. Will we actually go up to that level? I'm not too sure. It is the weekend. Don't forget, we are probably going to have another massive futures gap over the weekend. I know, I can already hear the excitement in the room, but of course, did we close the futures gap? Well, that is an interesting question, and I know this is going to give some people some anxiety. If you go over to basically any of these, you know, crypto charts, you go to Binance, you go to Bybit, you go to BitMEX, for example, yes, we closed it. However, I'm not making this up, guys. Interestingly enough, if we actually zoom in on the CME Futures, we actually only came down to $7,700. We technically did not, yeah, 7,700. We actually didn't close the gap. There's, you know, there's still a little gap in there. So do we count this? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think, but we did close it on essentially all of the crypto exchanges. We did not technically close it on the CME Futures. That's definitely going to be one of those OCD things, but having a look right here, essentially you can see that we did have basically 3 touches to the top of this descending wedge. Now, I would look to potentially probably start getting stomped out again if we actually zoom in. Let me have a look right here. So basically, if we zoom in, guys, you can see if we were to go up here again, you know, we might start to have some of that resistance again at the top. However, the level that I'm really looking for is right here in this blue box, guys. And if we can actually get sort of above, it's kind of in between like 9.3K and like 9.7K. I know that's like a very big range, but you can see right here how important that would be to really reverse the structure of this just ridiculous downtrend that we've had for over 6 months now, right? So that's the first thing. Now, if we were to fall, I do think that we would be supported by either this red trend, which is the very short-term trend that we've put in with these 2 higher lows, or basically this legacy trend that we have from all the way back here, which you will notice has sort of provided support / resistance for Bitcoin. But I want to talk about why I do believe that even this month we could see a $9,800 Bitcoin. Not saying we will, but I want to show you why it's possible. And if you guys checked out my video yesterday with the incredible revelation of the fact that we're pretty much looking for a massive breakout almost exactly at the halving right here, you can actually see that, if we were to actually go to the top of this descending, channel, or excuse me, this descending line right here, we could actually go all the way up to about $9,812 before really hitting that resistance again, right? It's very possible that Bitcoin bounces around in here until the halving. So that's basically why I wanted to say that it is very possible that we could have, a $9,800 Bitcoin, but then we could, also end up all the way back down to about 7,700 right before the halving. I know that that's a very boring scenario. That's not what everybody wants. Everybody wants some, crazy blast off situation. But realistically speaking, it does look like we are consolidating as we get closer towards the halving event. Now, I want to talk about something, and this is going to be a rapid fire video, super quick today. It is Friday, and I do have some things to take care of, but having a look at this, look at that chart. Does that chart look sustainable to you? Well, so far, it just keeps going up and up, right? That is the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. Everybody's excited. I mean, look at this thing. It's literally pushing up at the top. So stock markets are doing well, right? Well, here's the interesting thing I want to mention real quick, and I really think it's important that we discuss this because it's almost sort of just, it's a bit of an illusion, really, right? So essentially, guys, the repo market, if you're not familiar with it, it is a critical piece of financial infrastructure that provides interbank liquidity, right? Well, it's suddenly dried up again, despite the Federal Reserve injecting $500 billion this month alone. So basically what happened was January 7th, repo operations, they offered $35 billion of liquidity, but that was far short of the $41.12 billion of requests. Further, during the overnight repo, $63.92 billion of liquidity was injected by the Fed in order to prevent the repo market from locking up. So in total, roughly $99 billion has been injected into the repo markets by the Fed in less than 24 hours, and it was not even enough to meet all of the liquidity demands. So what does this mean? Stay with me. Well, not only does the market need the liquidity injections, which have already taken place to become permanent, around $100 billion of liquidity injections from the Fed essentially are going to be needed every single month to prevent the repo from freezing up. How is this sustainable? How is that something sustainable? The Fed is basically trapped in a cycle of continuously printing and injecting vast sums of liquidity, money, right, into the market in order to keep the market from crashing. That sounds sustainable, right? If the Fed ever decides to stop injecting the liquidity or to take some previously injected liquidity out of the market, an epic stock crash is basically guaranteed. Ultimately, the repo market and therefore interbank liquidity is only functioning due to massive government money printing at this point, showing how weak the stock market and the economy as a whole actually is. Imagination. So even though all these people have so many opinions about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and manipulation and wash trading and all these other things, which, let's be honest, guys, they are happening and we do have a lot of cleaning up to do. But that being said, this thing is basically just built on absolutely nothing. But that being said, let's get to some happy topics of today. One thing that's been really kind of getting people all riled up is the fact that Elon Musk literally tweeted, "Bitcoin is not my safe word." What does he mean by this? We're not too sure. Is he being sarcastic? Is he saying Bitcoin is his safe word? Do you think maybe he's actually secretly making a reference to what's been going on with the repo markets and all of the Fed injections? It's possible. Let me know what you guys think about it, but at least it's not as cryptic as, when he tweeted just Ethereum back in April, right? That was pretty mysterious, but we do have Elon Musk once again bringing more eyes into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Speaking of adoption, according to Learn Bonds, as of this month, the US is actually the leader in Bitcoin ATMs, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. You can see that the US has actually 66% of all of the Bitcoin ATMs worldwide. Basically, North America has 77.3%, and that's accounting for almost 5,000 worldwide Bitcoin ATMs. So this is pretty incredible. In fact, the entire continent of Asia, just to kind of put this in perspective, only has about 2.1%, being around 133 Bitcoin ATMs. So I think that's pretty cool, guys. Whether or not you actually think that Bitcoin ATMs are useful, whether or not, they're overpriced. Listen, people are seeing these, they're seeing the name, they're seeing the options to be able to get Bitcoin and buy and sell. And I just think that's just putting it out there, out of sight, out of mind. So I will take it. Also, guys, congratulations. The state of Illinois has legalized blockchain-based smart contracts. Now, this is a big leap forward, the fact that they are recognizing this, right? Basically, this took effect on the 1st of January, and they basically said that it addresses the very definition of blockchain itself. More interestingly, the bill also provides definitions of cryptographic hashes, electronic records, and smart contracts. But the really important part going forward is that it stipulates that a smart contract record or signature may not be denied legal effect or enforceability solely because a blockchain was used to create, store, or verify the contract. So in other words, smart contracts are now admissible in court and they can be used to prove merit or to claim enforceability. This is undoubtedly a massive step forward towards adoption. We also have the People's Bank of China having their central bank digital currency, basically saying that it's done and the next steps are to follow the principles of stability, security, and control. The launch date, however, still remains unknown. Moving on to some other news. Now, guys, January 3rd was Proof of Keys Day. I hope you took the opportunity to get some of your cryptocurrency off of the exchanges. You should never keep your crypto on exchanges. You should keep them on a hardware wallet like a Ledger Nano S. Just because you never know what these exchanges can do, right? Not your keys, not your coins. Now look at this. Robinhood Exchange is shutting down and auditing all account balances from January 10th to February 9th. That's right, basically an entire month. It will be reopened on February 10th. All Robinhood users can then retrieve their funds accordingly. Please do not make any deposits. It may result in permanent loss, which means you cannot trade, you cannot deposit, you cannot withdraw. And guess what? If you're holding an altcoin and that altcoin is losing value, well, guess what? You get to watch it through the glass window and lose all the value because you decided to leave your crypto on a centralized exchange. Do not do this, guys. Once again, get your cryptocurrencies on a ledger. If you haven't seen my ledger tutorial, I will drop it above. You guys know I do give one away each week, but I know that's not enough for all of you, so definitely keep your crypto safe. Here's another situation from Cost Exchange, Cost.io. Basically, they needed to do a token swap from the original tokens to the new tokens, and they're saying that you had to do it manually. Now, this guy's saying he left all of his funds on the exchange. They've been there for a very long time. He has never moved them. He says that they've been there literally since the beginning, and he comes back. Turns out he's got a bunch of useless tokens that are worth zero because he did not do the manual swap. So that is just another situation right here. You could see, and even people that are trying to say stuff, they say that their sub deletes any negative posts. They're banning users who post something negative, even banning the mods that try to allow the reposting the deleted messages. And look, they froze all of customer funds in trading for 4 weeks prior without any notice. So definitely I can't stress this enough, guys. If you're not actively trading, there is literally zero reason for you to keep your crypto on exchanges. If you're not trading, why are you keeping it there? Take that one extra step to protect your cryptocurrencies. You are your own bank. This is what you signed up for when you got involved in crypto, right? So moving on, talking about another crypto exchange, it looks like Deribit is actually moving away from the Netherlands to Panama. Their reason being because of the 5 AMLD. Basically, if they fall under these regulations, that would mean that they would have to demand an extensive amount of information from their customers, being KYC, right? So they're trying to basically look out for you guys and not have to do that, but it does say that on February 10th, Deribit will be expanding client KYC requirements. They've chosen to implement KYC solutions from Jamio and Chainalysis. Traders will be able to apply for enhanced level 1 services beyond the default level, but it does seem like there will still be a default level, kind of like how you can trade on Binance up to 2 Bitcoin a day. If you want to get verified, then you can go up to 100 Bitcoin, which is, I don't know who's trading 100 Bitcoin in a day, but if you are, well, kudos to you, my friend. Moving on, we also have NEM having a little bit of a rebrand for their project platform developed under the code name Catapult. They will be changing it to all caps symbol. Okay, so that's that as well. And also, you may have noticed this tweet from Justin Sun. Basically, PewDiePie essentially was promoting DLive and Tron. I would assume that this was sponsored or paid for or something like that. But if you guys want down here, you can see the video. Essentially he's talking about BitTorrent. Let's see.
All you need to do is click link.
So guys, I actually was gonna play the clip for you, but there was some music in the background of the clip, and I'm actually worried that I'm gonna get hit with a copyright strike because I have gotten hit before with like certain music. But check this out. I will drop this below. I'll put the link below if you guys want to watch the video yourself. You can check it out. Also, finally ending on this Craig Wright madness. Essentially, Bitcoin is pumping following some legal developments. To be honest, I don't even really care about this. I'm just bringing it up because people are asking, why is Bitcoin SV pumping? Well, it might have something to do with this. He's got the Tulip Trust 3. I don't know. This whole thing's a mess, guys. This guy's a fraud, okay? He's not Satoshi Nakamoto. I can't even believe there's still people that are actually running around saying that Bitcoin SV is the real Bitcoin, but why end on that news? How is Bitcoin doing? Hey, look at that. We're still holding at around the $8,040 level. So, man, you gotta love these CME Futures gaps, right? They make excellent trading opportunities. That being said, guys, you know that it could always be 100% different price action by the time you see this video. But that's it for me today. That is it. It is Friday. Go out and enjoy your weekend. Stop refreshing the Blockfolio every 5 seconds. Get a breath of fresh air. And that is it for me today. I can't even talk, guys. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, don't forget to turn on the bell notification. If you want to join the Telegram group, it's absolutely free. We hang out and talk crypto all day long. And if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Thank you so much. Ledger Nano S giveaway on Monday. That's it for me. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.